नेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जनषट्पथैरहरहः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद्भारतपङ्कजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ अष्टादशोऽध्यायः। श्री भगवानुवाच। Period up to verse number 12. We'll see from 13 to 17. Chapter 18 is the summary of all the teaching that has gone past. Okay, the teaching started in chapter 2, verse number 11. Except chapter 8, there was a Vedanta unfolding throughout until chapter 17. The whole thing was unfolded. In chapter 18, Arjun asked the same question all over again, but in a different language. See, very often what happens, I want to do something, and I want to seek your permission also. What do you say? What is it that you expect me to say? Oh, yes, go ahead. Suppose I say, no, don't do it. What's your immediate reaction? You are curtailing my freedom. You are not allowing me to think independently. So, very often, the reinforcement that I want is you validate what I have decided. Okay? You validate me, nothing else. I don't want your opinion and things like that. You want your opinion. I am back. Sorry. I'm back. As usual, it happens. It doesn't care even for Krishna. So, when Arjun decided that he does not want to fight, okay, and then when he did not want to fight, what happened? He started giving excuses. Why does he not want to fight? He says, Bhishma is there, Drona is there, my cousins are there, my nephew's grandson, Acharyan, Matulan, Bratrin, Pitruputran, all those fellows are there. What Sara Lamba excuse? Why I don't want to fight? And Krishna tells him, you better fight because you have your duty to do. And then he says, like we all say, when things get too tough for us, what do we want to do? We want to run away from it all. Okay. And where will you run? I will take sannyasa and run away and land up in a place called Rishikesh. Somewhere in Tamil Nadu, you will end up in a village or in some place where sannyasis are there. So, somewhere along the way in our culture, we think a sannyasi means one who has given up everything. He has no responsibilities, no duties. Kavi Vastra means no responsibilities, no duties. Can we do that? So that is a question that Krishna, that is the question in the mind of our protagonist here, Arjun, and he somehow wants Krishna to validate that. He wants Krishna to say, yes, yes, you are right. This is what we do. What you are doing is right. And Krishna is not agreeing. And when he says, I want to do this, Krishna is saying, no, no, you should do this, you should do this, you should do karma yoga, you should do upasana, your mind must be clear, all those things. And at the end of it, Arjun is convinced. It's not that he is not convinced, Arjun is convinced. But in chapter 18, he starts all over again. Tell me, Krishna, is sannyasa bigger or tyaga better? Sannyasa, tyaga. So Krishna said, there are two sides of opinion on this. And we know all this. I've taught you last time. He says, however, I want you to understand, sannyasa and tyaga are just the same. There are certain karma which you cannot give up at all. Okay, as a sannyasi, will you stop bathing yourself? Will you stop eating? Okay, so certain things you cannot stop at all. There are some people who are inclined to teaching. Give me a chance, suppose I took up Kavi Vastra, what will I do? I will start teaching. I will not do any other thing, but I will start teaching. There are so many people who take sannyasa, but they are into pujas and other rituals. They will do those kind of rituals. He will establish a temple, inaugurate a Devi or Devata something and start doing pujas. There are so many people. So without action, you and I cannot remain. You cannot give up action really. So Krishna says, in the earlier verses, he mentioned there are 5 types of karmas. Vihita karma. Vihita karma means enjoined actions which you have to do. In the Vihita karma, you have Nitya karma, Nitya karma and Niyamita karma. You have karma which you have to do daily. Other action, Naimittika karma, which you have to do occasionally. Nitya karma, Naimittika karma you have to do. So then comes Kamya karma, desire prompted action. Then you have Nishiddha karma, actions which you are not supposed to do. In case you did Nishiddha karma, Prashchita karma, corrective or what do you call it, rectification entries. This you have to do. So Krishna says that some people say 1 and 2 you have to do. Nitya karma, Naimitya karma you cannot avoid. The other 3 you can avoid. Kamya karma. When you do Kamya karma properly without violating anywhere is the purpose of doing when you don't do Nishiddha karma, what is the need for doing any other karma to correct this? So therefore, uh, this is enjoyment. One group of people say you have to do the first two, you need not do the other. Another fellow says, he says some more people, they come and say, three you have to give up. The other two which I ask you to do, no, Nitya Karma, Naimittika Karma, you have to give up the attachment to the phalam, results of that action. Careful, okay? Don't accept anything from Vedanta blindly. Question kijiye, vichar. It's called Atma Vichara. You should ask questions. Arjuna asked Krishna so many questions. 18 chapters are full of questions only. In one verse he says, Vyamishreneva Vakyena Buddhim Mohayasiva me Tat Ekam Vada Nishchitya Yena Shreyonu Vapyayat. Tell me one thing, don't confuse me, Krishna. Don't confuse me. Tell me one thing which is good for me. That's how he talks. That's how the teacher talks. Student of the teacher. That is the beauty of this Vedic culture. You don't have to blindly believe anything. You can believe. You need not believe. You can believe some other. That freedom no other faith will give you. You don't have to follow a God. You don't have to follow any Masiha, anybody. You can say there is no God. Everything is over. Everything is allowed. Vedanta only tells you one thing. Whatever be your view, whatever be your mata means opinion. Therefore, we never say other dharma. There is no, the dharma is only one, conduct. And all universally it is, all human beings have conduct. You have to have same conduct for all human beings. Just because I wear something around my neck, I can't change my conduct. Therefore, so he says there is a mata. Mata means view, opinion, belief. I can have different beliefs. That's not a, that's your prerogative, your freedom. He says all that belief is okay. You have belief. Somebody fellow believes there is no God. Another fellow says God, there is God. Another fellow says this alone is God. Another fellow says this alone is God. Vedic culture accommodates everything and asks you to ask one question. All that is okay. Who are you? That is Krishna, that is मैं कौन हूँ? Who am I? Ask that question. That is what Vedic leads to. It is not a religion. It's a vichara. So Krishna leads him to that vichara. And he says, give the phala tyaga. Then give up the tyaga of the expectation of the phalam. Why should I expect to give? What is the what is the meaning of giving up attachment to results? What is the meaning of that? See, whenever you do something and you expect certain results, till the results come to you, there is an anxiety. No? Anxiety. Something bugs you. That is what you are supposed to give up. Give up the anxiety about the results that will accrue to you. Results will come. Results are not in your hands. Results are in the hands of some other force. That force is called Ishvara. It comes to you from some other laws. And that force, we call that those laws are the manifestation of Ishvara. Isn't that is somebody else's job? Why are you worried about it? I've written an exam. Results are not in my hands. Results will come through other sources. Don't be fatalistic. Results come. That is not also the attitude. I will do my best. Leave unto him the rest. That's a kind of thinking. So he's give up phala tyaga. Attachment to the results of action, anxiety about the results of your action, that alone you give up. That is some people's, that is what he says, therefore, that is one action. Krishna says both of them are one and the same. Sannyasa and Tyaga are one and the same. Sannyasa is physical, Tyaga is in the mind. And he says, remember, he reiterates and says, there is only one thing you have to remember. You cannot remain without action for even a moment. Nahi kaschit shanamapi jatu tishtati akarma krit. You can't remain without action even for a moment. Therefore, do actions. You have to do action. There is no choice. So how do you do actions? Ishvara arpana buddhi. Do it as a service, as an offering. And the results that come to you, take it as Ishvara Prasad, with Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. And when you do this, you are free from the anxiety connected to the results of your action. When you are free from anxiety, this instrument with which you are supposed to do Atma Vichara, much of these anxieties are cleared. Lot of space is cleared from here. When the space is cleared, you can do inquiry properly. And how is inquiry supposed to be done? Shravana, here. Then manana, reflect. Then nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is making the knowledge your own. This is how it is to be done. And then he explained Karma Yoga. And then Karma Yoga is so that this is available to you. Then he explained three types of sannyasa: Sattvika sannyasa, Rajasa sannyasa, and Tamasa sannyasa. Tamasa sannyasa means taking a garment just for the sake of taking garment. Running away, escaping from society. This fellow is called Veshadhari. One who has put on one Vesham. For what? Udhara nimittam. In Bhajagovindam there says, Bahukrita Vesham, Udhara nimittam Bahukrita Vesham. One fellow is dressed like a daddy and garments and things like that. For what? For food. So that is Tamasa. Rajasa means, though you have got this, sannyasa, vesha and things like that, the mind is full of desires. Okay. You don't want to be a corporate head. You don't want to start a company, but you want to start an ashram with branches all over the world. That is Rajasa Sannyasa. I want to buy 30 acres of land here. For what? I want to set up an ashram. You can set up an ashram in an 800 square feet apartment. You don't need 30 acres of land. I want to create a huge statue there. For what? Well, Rajasa Kamya Karma, that's all. Desire, that's all, nothing else. Instead of asking for, and asking for things like, even these fellows ask for car also. I want to get this and I want to get that and I want to get that, and then I must travel in a caravan. No? What is that? It's called Rajasa Sannyasa. The third is called a Sattvika Sannyasa. What is Sattvika Sannyasa? There is one goal alone in my mind, learning. Shravana on the one side, that is my action, that is my learning. And what is the other side? Karma. Make the instrument of learning fit enough. It is called Jnana Prapti, Jnana Yogyata Prapti. This is how he explained up to that point. That was up to chapter verse number 12. Verse number 13 he is going to explain. Before explaining, and verse number 13 to 17 deal with a subject called Jnana Yoga. Okay? Previous was Karma Yoga. Second section is Jnana Yoga. What is the difference between Jnana and Yoga? Jnana is knowledge of everything else in the subject, in the Srishti. Everything, knowledge of everything is Jnanam. What is Jnana Yoga? Knowledge of oneself. Atma Jnanam is Jnana Yoga. And action done towards gaining that knowledge is called Jnana Yoga. Real Jnanam is knowledge of oneself, and action done towards acquiring that knowledge is called Jnana Yoga. Jnana Prapti, Jnana Yogyata Prapti. So he's talking about Jnana Prapti now. He's going to talk about knowledge in the next 4 verses, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 5 verses. And he's telling you what he is going to say. Okay? So let's go and read verse number 13. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Panchaitani Mahabaho Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame Karanani Nibodhame Sankhe Kritante Proktani Sankhe Kritante Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam. Whole verse. Panchaitani Mahabaho Karanani Nibodhame Sankhe Kritante Proktani Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam Nibodha me. I am going to tell you now. What I am going to tell you? Any action involves 5 factors. Okay? 5 factors are involved in every action, in any action for that matter. So, hey Mahabaho, he is addressing Arjuna as, hey, you are no ordinary guy, man. You are an accomplished character, not a dropout from a society. Not a dropout who has nothing else to do, therefore you have stumbled into my classroom. हमें और कुछ करना नहीं है, हम भाई भगवद गीता पढ़ने जाएंगे, ऐसा नहीं है. This is not the thing. He says, hey Mahabaho, Mahabaho is called Sambodhana Saptami, addressing that person. He says, hey Mahabaho, hey great warrior, hey strong, Bahubali, strong warrior. Nibodhame, listen, I'm going to tell you, know from me. Etani, these following, Panchakaranani, the 5 factors that go into an action. Now, suppose I come and tell you, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, you are supposed to do this, you are supposed to do this, that's supposed to do. What will be your immediate intelligent man's question? Intelligent. Normal intelligence, you don't need any special intelligence. Okay. Somebody says, no, a horse will come and take you there and up there and things like that. Somebody comes and tells you. Another fellow says, one day we will all go to, one sabha where God will be sitting, we will have drink. खाना पीना के अलावा कुछ सोचना ही नहीं. खाना पीना we will have drink. And we will eat, permanently eating. Eternal supper, माने खाते ही रहो. So somebody says this. Now what will a normally intelligent fellow say? What is the source of this? Who told you this? Now I tell you that you ask me, who told you this? And here Krishna says, don't ask me that question. It was revealed to me by God, only to me. He gave it to me in a golden book. Okay. For being politically correct and not wanting to offend some people, will say, acha, acha, acha. But ask yourself this question. Intelligent fellow will ask, what is the source? If horse can come for that fellow, at least the donkey should come for me, no? Just imagine, no? For me a horse comes. I get picked up by a Mercedes-Benz car. But if at least you should get picked up by an Alto 800. No? Or a rickshaw, auto rickshaw bulao. Common sense. So Krishna says, I'll also tell you the source. That's the beauty of the Vedic teaching. He says, I'll tell you the source. What is the source? Krishna says, source bhi batate hain. I'll tell you where is it referred to. Who says this is right? Who says this is wrong? Where is it referred to? You have to do those 5 actions. Where are they stated? Sankhye Kritante Proktani. Not just ordinary words. What is the meaning of Sankhya? Kritante. What is the meaning? Carefully. Isko dekhiye. Look at this meaning very carefully. If you miss these meanings, you have missed the Bhagavad Gita completely. You say, I have completed 18 chapters. Then where it comes? What is the source? Pata nahi, somebody told me. That is not the way to learn Gita. Sankhye Kritante Proktani. Prokta meaning it's revealed. It's mentioned. Where is it mentioned? Sankhye. Sankhye means Vedic Shastra. Krita Ante. See, when you Vedas are divided into two sections. Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda. Karma Kanda teaches you about rituals and so many things, agamas, chantings, how to do a homa. All this is stated in the Karma Kanda. Okay? And then there is another Kanda called Jnana Kanda. Jnana Kanda comes at the end portion of the Vedas. Ante. Ante. It is a positional meaning. Vedanta is a positional meaning. First meaning is positional. It comes at the end portion of the Vedas. Vedanta. Kritante. Krita, Karmakanda. Jnanakanda is coming after Karmakanda. Therefore, Kritante Proktani Sankhye. Sankhya. See, look at the way the grammar is. Sanskrit grammar falls in place. Sankhya in the Shastras, Vedan, Kritan, Te, towards the end portion, Proktani, these are said Kritan. And what is said there? Sarva Karmanam Siddhaye. How to accomplish everything, all the karmas, what are the factors that influence the accomplishment of all karma is indicated in the end portion of the Shastras called Vedanta. Is the expression clear? You don't need any other explanation. That is how it is stated here. As simple as this. That's why we say, please go and learn from a traditional teacher. A traditional teacher who has been teaching this all his life. Because then he will know how to unfold. Otherwise, people will confuse you with all kinds of this. I don't want to go into this. But simple. There are 5 factors which influence actions. These 5 factors I am going to tell you, know from me now. And I'm not talking just like that in air. I am depending upon the resource. The resource is Vedanta. Okay? From Vedanta, it is said in the Shastras, in the end portion, Proktani, it has already been revealed. I am just going to reveal that to you from there. It is not my kalpana. Simple, hai? That's the beauty of Vedantic teaching. And that's the beauty of learning from a traditional master. So at this point of time, I always recall my masters, Sri Swami Dayananda Saraswati Ji, Sri Swami Atmatriptananda Ji, Sri Swami Paramarthananda Ji. Sri Swami Dayananda and Sri Swami Atmatriptananda have attained Samadhi. Paramarthananda teaches me even today. So, get it from a proper source and get it from a person who can reveal it to you without any confusion whatsoever. Your question must be answered. If I can't answer your question, I better not teach. That is the beauty of this teaching. Okay, let's go to verse number 14. What are the 5 factors? So, Bhagavan Krishna continues. Adhishtanam tatha kartha. Adhishtanam tatha kartha. Karanam cha pratak vidam. Karanam cha pratak vidam. Vividhascha pratak cheshta. Vividhascha pratak cheshta. Daivam chaivatra panchamam. Daivam chaivatra panchamam. Again, we'll read this verse and I'll give you word by word. I'll take it. Adhishtanam tatha karta. Karanam cha pratak vidam. Vividhascha pratak cheshta. Daivam chaivatra panchakam. Adhishtanam. Okay, before I go into the Sanskrit ones and giving you individual meanings of the Sanskrit words, I will give you the English meanings. See, this body of ours, okay, is divided into four koshas. Four kosha means like layers. Okay, they don't look for layers there. Then no layer will be there. They are as though five layers. The first layer is called, the first layer is called Annamaya Kosha. Then this body, what you see, the muscles, all those things, they are maintained by what? Anna, food. What you ate yesterday, your apple and your pizzas and your makaranas have become your nose, your hair, your eyes, and things like that. Right? Just what you ate has become your Annamaya Kosha. That Annamaya Kosha is referred to as Adhishtanam. Adhishtanam is the device. Hey, you want to see Netflix, you want to see Sony Live, and you want to see that Z5, all the football matches. It's only one device allowed. That device, Adhishtanam. Okay, that is the device. Adhishtanam. Then there is a second layer, as though a second layer, that is called Pranamaya Kosha. Pranamaya Kosha means all your physiological functions. These functions do not depend upon your will or consent to action, to act. Breathing, does it consult you? Abhi breathe karu ya nahi? Before you decide prana may go, no? Therefore, that is called Pritak Cheshta. Look at the word. Something which happens on its own is called Cheshta. Okay, for example, people who know Tamil, imagine I'm sitting somewhere and I keep fiddling with something. We always fiddle, da, 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 we fiddle with this. Now what happens? There's a beautiful fiddle available. You are taking your dog for a walk, a fiddle, fiddle. You know what is this called in Tamil? Cheshta. They'll tell in Tamil, hey, cheshta padadapa. That means don't do cheshta where your mind is not applied, your hand alone is acting. It's called a cheshta. So first, physical order, physiological order. Then third order is called Manomaya Kosha. Your emotions, okay, are all involved. The functional power of these organs, they are all in the third layer, that is called Manomaya Kosha. You don't see with your eyes alone, there is a seeing power. That's why just because you have an instrument, you can't see. This is called a Golaka in Sanskrit. Golaka means a hole, H-O-L-E. And the seeing power is eyesight. You have eyes, but eyesight is a different power. They are in the third layer called Manomaya Kosha. That is referred to as Pritak Vidam, and they are many. Pritak Cheshta and Pritak Vidam are many. Then comes, what is it comes? Then Tatha Karta. There is a doership faculty inside me. There is a rational deciding factor. Something bad happens, something very brutal or gory happens outside. I don't want to see. I turn my eyes away. Karta, I've exercised my will. I see on their own, but I can exercise my desire not to see. So four covered. Physical. See, be very clear on this. Ask me questions on WhatsApp or anything. I'll take and I'll handle another session exclusively on this. Don't worry about it. There are five factors. Four factors they are explained. One is Adhishtanam, body. Another is physiological function, otherwise referred to as Cheshta. Then comes Manomaya Kosha, which is called, it is called Pritak Vidam Karanam. Pritak Vidam Karanam, instruments. Okay. Then Karta, deciding factor. What is the fifth one? The fifth one is called Deivam. Understand this very carefully. Each organ of ours functions under a particular law. Eyes can see in the medium of light. I can hear in the medium of space. I can breathe in the medium of air. Words, heat come in the medium of fire. They are all laws. LAWS, laws. And these laws are infallible. If I open my eyes, I will see. Infallible. It is called infallible law. And this infallible law is manifestation of Ishvara's Shakti. And this Shakti, I represent, this phenomena, I represent on a deity and I call it Devata. I see in the medium of light and heat, Agni Devata. I see in the medium of light, Surya Devata. I, 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 certain things I hear in the medium of space, Akasha Devata. Breathe, Vayu Devata. Rasana, you're wetting your lips. Rasana, Varuna Devata. Everything is ruled by certain laws, and the Vedic culture represents these laws in a deity. We don't have many deities. And the total deities put together is called Deva. So suppose something happens, somebody is not able to see, and some operation is done, surgery is done, and he is able to see. What is the first thing he will say? All Ishvara Anugraha. The doctor would have done everything. He'll say, all Ishvara Anugraha. I recognize the presence of Ishvara in my life. I recognize. Remember that. We all say Ishvara is nowhere. Put a line after N-O-W. Ishvara is now here. My words which are coming out of Agni's power, Agni Devata. Dry lips, I am wetting, Varuna Devata. You are able to hear what I say, medium of space, Akasha Devata. So 5 factors, Adhishthanam, I need a body, I need physiological functions, I need manas, okay, then I need buddhi, that is karta, and I need devam. These 5 factors are absolutely essential. If it is not there, functions karya siddhi cannot take place. No animal is referred to as a karta. You know why? Because it does not have that rational. It has got only cheshta. It will smell and go towards food. Its brain is developed only to that extent. Only we can say, should I buy here? Should I eat street food? Should I eat this meat or that meat? All that is only our decision. So these 5 factors are absolutely essential. So this is what Krishna says. Let's see. Abhi time. Still time. Let's go to 15. Verse number 15. Now, how are these represented? He says these are the 5 factors. How are they represented? Acha. Shariravaং manobhir Shariravaং manobhiryat Shariravaং manobhiryat Karma prarabhate naraha Nyayam va vipareetam va Panchaite tasya hetavah Shariravaং manobhiryat Karma prarabhate naraha Na Nyayam va vipareetam va Panchaitai tasya hetavah. Okay. Ete pancha, these 5, hetavaha are the causes. Hetu means causes, cause. Hetavaha, plural, causes. Okay. Tasya, of any action. Yat karma, whatever action, nara prarabhate, whatever action I have initiated, these 5 are the causes. So 5:30 we thought we will start our satsang. So we put the link and things like that. Whatever five, I need an adhishtanam, I need pratak cheshta, I need karanam, I need manas, I need buddhi. These and I need devam. Devam is for taking care of factors not directly under my control. We were doing something, suddenly the whole thing went off. It was not directly under my control. I couldn't stop the car, but I could do something else. I could switch on another medium. Through that it functions. All five are essential. Devam is not in our hand. None of them are in the hands. That's the beauty. I recognize the five factors that are involved in this function. What are they? Sharira, okay? Sharira, Vang, Manobhiryat. Okay? Sharira, Vang, Manobhihi. With body, speech or mind, whatever action I do, Sharira, Vang, Manobhi. With these three, whatever I do, okay? Nara prarabhate, whatever he properly start, okay? Prarabhate, yat karma, whatever action he does, tasya hetavaha, these five factors. Etai pancha, the pancha factors. Let's understand something more here. This is where it's very important, and people who are into what do you call psychology as counselors, as practitioners should understand this very, very clear. I'm sure you all know it, but Vedanta, how does it validate this? He says, Nyayam va Viparitam va. Whether right or wrong, these five factors are involved, including the Daivam, the power behind the speech. See, we watch all this, all these WhatsApp. Every morning, there are guys who send special WhatsApp reels to you. And how do you want to see them? You want to see that nobody sees. Chupke chupke you see, right? Everybody does. So that chupke chupke, it is viparita action. You are not being transparent. That also is within order. Even disorder is within order. There is a good wolf inside me. There is a bad wolf inside. The good wolf can be sympathetic, kind, loving, affectionate, everything. There is a bad wolf which can be resentful, angry, jealous, outbite, can do anything. Both are within order. That's what he says. So there is nothing like good actions are God and other actions are Satan. There is nothing like that. There is no Satan in our thing at all. Even Satan is within order. Dushta buddhi is also within Ishvara's order. Under such certain circumstances, the buddhi will become dushta. That is order. Idle mind is a devil's workshop, is within order. It is not that Satan will come and make you do something. Dushta buddhi is also within order. Jealousy is within order. Resentment is within order. Anxiety within order. I don't like you within order. I like somebody more. Order. You have to understand this clearly. Otherwise, what will happen? We will end up judging people. This Saitan ka bachcha hai. That's a lot of people say. There is no Saitan. Even if Saitan ka bachcha is also, Saitan is also within order. So we never, that's why the beauty of Vedantic thing is we never ever judge, brand or label anyone. He is a fellow criminal, he is a criminal activity. And if he reads the Vedanta, what does it tell you? What does it tell him? Let's say there's a criminal. And the out and out brutal criminal. And he reads the Vedanta. What does a teacher will do? He goes to a teacher. And he goes to the teacher and says, Teacher, tomorrow they are going to hang me. My last desire before I am going to be hanged is I wanted to see you and understand who I am. What will the teacher tell me? Criminal, you deserve to be hanged. And what is it? He will say, Sahanavatu, Sahanavatu, Savitam Karavavahi. And then he will say, Tat Tvam Asi. That whole significant being that you are searching for, you are. वो जो तुम बनना चाहते हो, वो तुम अभी ही हो. You are that. You are already there. It is like reaching and say, very often you are going, you have slept well. Those days, nowadays is not happening. There used to be a train. It starts from Kolkata at sometime and land at about 5:30, 6 o'clock at Vijayawada. When coming from Kolkata to no Vijayawada, one of the I forgot all the long time since I've gone. We'll come to I think Voltaire or someplace early in the morning. Vishakhapatnam, and it lands. It'll stop for a long time. There was a guy sleeping there. Suddenly he woke up. When is Vishakhapatnam coming? I told him we are already in Vishakhapatnam. It is like that. I want to become Brahman. Arey, kya yaar become? You are already Brahman. And who is this told to? A criminal also. You are accepted as you are. But Swamiji have done a lot of papam and things like that. You've already started vichara. All this papa and all are because of the pressure of raga dvesha. Because of lack of vairagya, lack of viveka. Do prashchitta karma. Do it sincerely. Having asked the question, in this janma or certainly the next one, you will get your moksha. That is the teaching. So he says, yeah. Okay. Now, whatever you do, it is within order. And all five factors will be involved in all that. You can't say, I am doing pickpocket, Devam is not involved. Because the hands are functioning because of Devam is involved there. Meaning, there is electricity. Okay? The electricity doesn't do anything. The bulb can flicker, can burn out. Electricity will keep blessing. Devam, in the presence of Devam alone, the other factors function. Devam establishes the presence. That's what we have to understand from this. Okay? There are two more verses I want to complete. I wanted to complete 17 today. We'll do it next week. I'll just okay. We'll do 16 and I'll read for you and give you a basic meaning. Tatraivam sati kartaram Tatraivam sati kartaram Atmanam kevalam tuyaha Atmanam kevalam tuyaha Pashyat kritabuddhitvat Pashyat Pashyat Pashyatya kritabuddhitvat Nasa pashyati durmati pashyati durmati. Okay, I'll give you the word meanings just immediately. Tatra evam sati, this being so, tu yaha pashyati, he who looks upon, kevalam atmanam, one who looks purely, this needs a little background explanation. One who, we are a mixture, we are a mixture of Atma and Anatma. The body, mind, senses, they all come under the category called Anatma. And I, the knower, comes under is what is called Chaitanyam. So, this being so, if your focus is on Atma, the knower, the Chaitanyam, okay, then if your buddhi is not on the Chaitanya, okay, if your buddhi is on the Karta, okay, let's take a simpler explanation. I play a role and I am the actor, and I am required to do so many things. Suppose the focus is on the role, okay, I miss the actor. Focus is on the role means so the role is going through a lot of pain. I see I am going through pain. Whereas if my focus is on myself, I'll say the role is having some pain and therefore I'll play the role better. If the focus is on the role, if I miss the role player, then the role and the role player will get rolled into one and the pain will be as though real. And such a person is called a Durmatihi. Durmatihi means one whose vision is distorted. Like you stand in front of a mirror, and the mirror is one of those, which keeps, there are so many mirrors there. You look at the mirror will, or it'll appear as fat, or it'll appear as thin. Your eyes alone, you don't need a mirror when you are that like Karna's Kavacha Kundala, we are born with this, no, these days. So there are so many softwares will make your eyes pop out and things like that. Now, suppose you look at that is you yourself. Then what is the problem? You will feel pain. In the same way, if you are a role player, if you get enrolled in the role, then you will be rolled up and down. Therefore, and that person is called a Durmati. Durmati means one whose vision is not clear. We will see more in our next session from this and into 70. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनीं देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति 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 श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो, स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो, सब संतों की जय हो। ओम नमः शिवाय। We meet again next Monday. In the meantime, this talk will be uploaded tomorrow or something as soon as it's convenient and ready. You can listen to the talk again, make notes, and anything you want, you can send it to me by WhatsApp in the Gita Satsang group or to my private number. I will reply to you either in writing or we can discuss it. Om Namah Shivaya. Have a wonderful weekend, and our morning meditation resumes from tomorrow. Om.
Thank you so much, sir, for the brilliant session.
Om.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Om.